Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show, live on WBON TV Channel 9 and on radio at WEKY, WKXO, and WIRV. Also brought to you by Bishop Small Engine Repair, the law office of Patrick O'Neill, Nuevo Vallarta, the Richmond Raceway, and Affordable Service Solutions. Now let's go live to your hosts, Michael Watkins, Samantha Burford, and Dawson Rule.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome into the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show live at Jack Burford Chevrolet. Dawson Rule, Michael Watkins here with you on a Monday night. Incredible, absolutely incredible weather. I feel like we're like on an October day, Dawson, with what we've had weather-wise today.
Couple more weeks. March Madness is going to be here. Spring vibes, everything. It's going to be good. And Easter's going to be playing in it, too. So.
Love it.
We got Grant Stepp here with EKU. Man, what's your title? I feel like you just kind of – listen – talk about some madness. When you get this guy on the court, too, it's just buckets.
No, that's
buckets.
not true. He's the guy. But my actual title is Associate Athletic Director here at EKU. Yeah.
So, you stay busy with everything that you guys do. And obviously, basketball, we're in the heart of basketball season right now. We're going to talk some football stuff, too. But talk about basketball. I mean, we got the conference tournament really, really close. We were just talking about before we came on the air kind of what that could look like. Right now, the number one seed in the ASUN Conference, which could mean big things for the sports department, as you all could be hosting the ASUN tournament and the games that you all would be playing in at least.
Sure. I mean, and I think in any sport, if you could have a home court advantage, you'll take it. And not thinking ahead, but the opportunity to play 3 home games is a big deal. So the excitement and energy on campus is at a good spot. And, we really look forward to it and hope we finish the season strong. We haven't won a conference championship since 1979. So it'd be a big accomplishment, yeah.
Now, you've won the tournament a couple of times. I remember, I think Terry's, was that 2012?
Sure, yeah.
20,
well, we've gone in 15.
15 was the last time.
Was the last time, but just the regular season conference championship, which I think any coach would prefer the tournament just for what happens after. But you got to start somewhere. So if we could pull that off, I think it'd be big for the department.
But and I think this year is the last year before it goes to a host site, right? Because this is the last year where to win it would win even more this year. Last year before you have a host site, which I think is going to be in Nashville next year.
Yeah, and I mean, there's not a lot of conferences that still do the home court advantage. So we'd like to take advantage of that, and we look forward to having neutral site games just for other reasons for our donors and supporters. But I mean, one last time to try to have that home court advantage. Let's take advantage of it.
So we host an ASUN championship. Is it the biggest home game in school history for men's basketball?
Oh, now I think we're a little too young to probably say that. There were some big games.
Yeah.
There's been some big games, but as of late, that would be
in the last 20 years, probably.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know this, Mike, I've been here for now 8 years, and I started out as a ticket manager. So I have a pretty good knowledge of, what the fan base has been and some of the bigger games. Obviously, Western games, you generally have a good crowd. But I would agree with you. I think if we were hosting March 10th in Richmond at the Alumni Coliseum, it'd be a big deal.
Yeah, I think back to some of the big games, too. I mean, you talked about the Western games. I feel like when we've had – the ESPN News been here a couple of times, so those games are always big. But, man, to know what's on the line and what's at stake, you win, we're heading to the NCAA tournament, that could be big coming up on March the 10th. One thing that we talked about that we want to talk about is Suits for Seniors. We had Coach Wells on a couple of weeks ago, and it's a big deal. And it's something that's kind of he and some of the other coaching staff wanted to start. And it's a big deal for the players, but it's also a really big deal for donors and those guys that you talked about, because when you have those people come together, it's an EKU party. It's a lot of fun, a lot of celebrating about the program and reminiscing. And it's a good fundraiser as well. So talk about Suits for Seniors this year, a little bit different because we're going to be hosting at Chenault Vineyards because it's kind of outgrown its spot where it was held before.
Yeah, we've outgrown alumni. I mean, we've outgrown Arlington, and I think that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
It is a fundraiser. And, majority of the proceeds go towards funding a suit for our senior athletes, which, I think we preach all year about life after football, life after sports. What a great opportunity to show that to our fans and supporters. And, not everyone wants to give to XYZ or give to this, but to give to our student athletes to progress once they leave, that's a pretty big deal. And as you said, we've been able to, outgrow the previous year each year. And I'm excited about having it at Chenault. It's a different type venue. and it's a beautiful place when you get out there. So I'm very excited for our fans and supporters to come back and be able to attend that event, because don't forget, this is the same weekend as the spring game.
Yep.
So it kind of, starts off the
All
weekend.
coincides together.
Exactly. So you've got, a lot of alums and former athletes coming back, and some haven't been to Chenault Winery. So, I'm looking forward to that. And this year it'll be on April 26th on a Friday. It starts at 7 p.m. And I believe you'll have a link on the website once we get done. But, yeah, if anyone ever has questions, they can reach out to me personally, grant.step@eku.edu, and I'll try to help them.
Well, with this event, too, you all do, I know last year walking around, and Dawson and I were kind of blown away by the nostalgia of some of the stuff that you all were giving away. Say giving away. You were doing like a silent auction for some of the items. You were doing road trips to some of the away games. I'm assuming that'll be the case again this year. And then, I would think, now you can correct me if I'm wrong, if there is maybe a local business that wants to donate something, is it something that they can do to be a part of this and be a part of the silent auction items?
Spot on. And not only donate, we can give them credit for that as well, for their own personal taxes. But, yeah, anything that is of value or someone thinks would be important, we'd love to have it. Again, it's for the kids. So it's like anything we can do to increase that donation, we're all for it.
Do we know any of the exclusive gifts this year y'all going to be auctioning?
It's funny, Dawson, you asked me that. I was toying with if I wanted to tease out our big gift, but you know what? I've got to come back in a few weeks, and I think
we got plenty of time.
We'll hold on to it there, because I don't want to speak too soon, but it will be a nice gift that we have planned for the event.
I think when Coach Wells was here, he was talking about you're going to do some of the trips to, I think, Ole Miss. Mississippi State, the Western game, you're going to do kind of something with it to give away tickets to, and kind of a travel package for that game. So there are some cool things that you'll be doing. I'm sure we'll have some more, like maybe some football signed by Coach Kidd or whatever the case may be, because those things are, I think, items that former players, maybe even just former students would like to have obviously after Coach passed away last year. So things like that will be big. But if there is a business out there or somebody that, maybe they do a wood crafting or something like that and they want to donate that, what's the best way to get? Is it get in touch with you, or is there somebody that handles those items?
Yeah, outside of just going on the website and, searching me out, again, my email address I can post as well.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, just getting a hold of the EKU ticket office. You could do it by calling the ticket office or, the easiest method. But we'd love to have that. And the more we can, highlight the community is even better. We've had some good sponsors and good partners over the years, and anytime we can highlight those folks, we'll do our best to do it. So, yeah, I appreciate you bringing that up.
Well, this event is fun. It's just it's an important event, but it's not just something that you kind of throw together. It takes a lot of work. We're 2 or 3 months out, and you are already kind of planning it, and the planning's been going on for a while.
Right.
It's not just for Suits for Seniors, though, or the event that night. What Coach Wells and the guys do, they have like a reverse job fair thing. Yeah, well, the reverse raffle, too. But the reverse job fair where they kind of have the players walk around. I think, Zach is here in the office at Jack Burford Chevrolet. He was a part of that a couple of years ago. But guys can kind of get an interview experience, and then it might turn into an actual job for them once their time is done playing football. I think it was Shane Burks and another one of the offensive linemen that played a couple of years ago. They got jobs, I think, at Boone's Trace afterwards. So there's a lot of good things that can come from this. It's not just about the big party and the fun that will have that night, but the experience for these seniors who will also get a customized suit from cuff to collar.
Oh, yeah. And, we oftentimes see them in their uniforms and their helmet 95% of the time. So to see those guys dressed up doing the reverse job fair, it's awesome. And for me that, I work with alums most of my job, and to have them who may now be business owners coming back in kind of the same place that they started and trying to help these student athletes get to that next step, I think that part's pretty special as well.
You think other teams might adopt something like a Suits for Seniors, their own kind of thing here in the future? Because how successful it is?
Totally. And I know of a few schools that have already. And, Coach kind of brought that idea with him from Tennessee.
Yeah.
Obviously, once we got it, we put our own spin on it and things like that. And because there was a coach by the name of Roy Kidd that was here for so many years, there's a lot of folks that have their eyes on our program. So to your point, I do think, people will see that. And let's be frank, I mean, we've raised a lot of money for this. And, you know, like you said, some of it does go to football's greatest needs, but the number one priority is to ensure that there's a custom suit for every student athlete. And I've seen them. They look good. I know Justin Dixon pretty well.
So they do a good job.
They do it right. Yeah. They get their initials in the suit, and they get a belt, shoes that go with it. So we try to start them off on the right foot the second they graduate.
Yeah, and I think, you know, it's obviously something that Coach, I think to me it goes to show Coach Wells. Now, if you see him out there on the sidelines, you might be like, "Oh man, he's a tough coach," but he is a player's coach. He loves his guys. He wants to take care of them, and that's, I think, very important outside of what goes on the field. Mm-hmm. What's off the field is very important as well, especially at this level nowadays when you got NIL and you got the portal and everything. You got to take care of these guys. You got to show them that you want them to succeed on the field, but you also want them to succeed off the field, and that's a big thing with you guys.
Oh, and that's huge on the recruiting trail, right? And to say that we have an event like this, you know, we can assist with that, and parents love to see it. So, yeah, and you mentioned earlier one of our, you know, auction items will be a trip with the team, whether it is to Mississippi State or one of our Texas opponents. But, you know, you get to really see Coach and how he is on the road and how much of a team guy he is. And, you know, I think this event is pretty much, you know, describes who he is as a coach and what he wants from his student athletes.
Just, you know, with some other sports starting at Eastern, kind of a little bit off topic from Suture Seniors, what are you thinking about the softball team start so far?
Oh, wow.
What's the people in the athletic department saying? Undefeated, 9-0 so far?
You know, it's funny. Before I came over here, I was asked that question. And it's like you just don't want to get, you know, too excited too soon. But going off of what has already happened and seeing a perfect game, you know, that's a big deal. And, you know, I'm not a big baseball guy, but I love some softball, and I love Coach Worthington. So I'm happy to see the program start off the way it has. Really looking forward to, you know, seeing how we finish up. But, yeah, I mean, we're on a great start, and I look forward to seeing the rest of the season.
And you guys do a good job with promoting and getting the fans to come to the games. With basketball kind of wrapping up, you talked about some of the things that I think there's 2 home games left. So what are the promotions for those? You talked about Alumni Weekend. I think that would be, is it this Saturday coming up would be Alumni Weekend?
Yes. So this weekend, the 24th, will be Alumni Weekend. And, you know, we've already got 27 guys signed up. And I think that speaks a lot to the success we've had this season. It also says a lot about our alums and the fact that we're doing so well that they want to come back and support, and we try to make it special for them when they get there and acknowledging them on the court and things like that, because without them, we wouldn't be where we are now. Yeah. And, again, I think when you guys mentioned it earlier, just the excitement of March Madness and everybody starting to get that March Madness fever, I think this will just be another big weekend for us, and I look forward to it.
And with potentially more home games besides those two, or is there going to be like some hidden special things going on for like, you know, semifinals or like ASUN championship, like maybe T-shirt night or something?
You know, it's weird. Everything you're saying, we're in conversations about, just trying to figure out how
what
we want to do. But you also just don't want to
jinx it.
And I didn't want to say that word, but yeah, and I'm not too superstitious, but coaches are and players are, so we kind of want to just treat it as, you know, business as usual. But we will have some special things for the fans, and we will have some T-shirts and different promotions, and we've got to have the students out. Yeah. I don't know if you were at the game a couple weeks ago. When we were on ESPN.
Insane.
And, I mean, it was a 9 o'clock game, so, you know, we thought a lot of our base, you know, may watch this one from home, but, you know, we get to the arena, and it was packed, and it kind of reminds me of times back in 2014 and 15 when we went to the tournament and just that feeling. So, yeah, it's definitely exciting, and we just got to win.
I remember sitting at the house watching that game between Eastern and Kansas, I guess and I was really close with Terrius Johnson, who was on that team. He and I had become really good friends, and man, just the support. You could see it. They showed Donna like 15 times, I felt like, on the screen, which sometimes you got to be careful with what showing her on the screen. Yeah. But, yeah, it's a lot of fun. Now, before I let you go, I got to ask you one question. How upset were you when Martini knocked you out during the knockout championship? I had to ask you about it. I had to ask you.
I saw that.
You know, I'd like to think I've done a lot of good work since I've been at EKU, and I haven't been reached out to, I'd say, as much as I have the second Martini putting me out in that game.
The next day I seen him, you know, we was playing ball, and he was telling me about it, and then he missed a shot, and I said, man, if you're going to knock Grant out during the knockout, you can't miss that open jumper right there. You can't do that.
It went way over there.
You saw it bounce way over, and I didn't know this, Mike, but later the next day, he waved at me apparently when he put me out. So I received an email from some of our student athletes who had put one shining moment along with that video and slow-moed it for me of him waving by. So to your point, it's been a thing.
Okay,
Let me say that.
All right. Well, good deal. Well, I appreciate you coming over, man. We're going to have Grant over a few more times over the next month or so, and maybe even further as we get closer to Suits for Seniors to help promote it. We'll talk about some of the items they'll be giving away and some more things too. We're also going to post a link on where you can go to get more information, get involved, reach out to Grant, and those type of things as well. It's going to be a big event, plenty of time to kind of get yourself ready for it, maybe make plans and be ready to come back to Richmond if you live out of town or out of state to make the trip up and enjoy a fun night. Suits for Seniors, April 26th, the spring game the next night. It should be a fun weekend to support EKU football.
Love it. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yes, sir. We'll step aside for our first commercial. We had a lot of really talented middle school athletes in the house. Oh, we got to separate them. We got Ferristown on one side, Foley on the other. Hopefully there's nothing too crazy up in the Jack Burford Chevrolet studios. We'll talk to them when we come back on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
Are you looking for a brand new SUV that won't break the bank? Look no farther than Jack Burford Chevrolet, home of the newly redesigned 2024 Trax. Bigger, bolder, more refined, and starting under $25,000, the new Chevy Trax is really upped its game. Come see us at Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond or check us out at jackburford.com to see everything this new Trax has to offer.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cupcadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see ya.
Are you looking for a brand new SUV that won't break the bank? Look no farther than Jack Burford Chevrolet, home of the newly redesigned 2024 Trax. Bigger, bolder, more refined, and starting under $25,000, the new Chevy Trax is really upped its game. Come see us at Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond or check us out at jackburford.com to see everything this new Trax has to offer.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
I'm Michelle.
And I'm Jennifer, and in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cupcadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see ya.
Back here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show, Michael Watkins, Dawson Rule, Samantha Burford not with us this evening, and her daughter's not feeling the best. Just prayers and concern for her. Hopefully she's going to be okay. Had to take her to the emergency room today. Won't get into all those details, but again, hopefully she's going to be okay. We do have some really talented athletes here with us today. We got the volleyball team from Ferristown. We got the Foley 8th grade basketball team here with us as well. We'll talk to them in a little bit, but Coach, I mean, we talked with you, I guess it was right around a month ago. You had us there for 8th grade night as you honored these really good athletes you've got behind you. Before we talk about the season, which was amazing, if you want to go through and maybe introduce some of the girls that are behind you here that were really good playing for you the last few years.
Okay, all right. Well, we have Maddie Flannery, we have Maddie Tyree, Abby Williams, Cami Durson, Shelby Lewis, Lily Kirk, Kate Carpenter, and Kinley Grant.
There we go. All right. Now, undefeated the entire time in middle school, right? And that's impressive in its own right. But, I mean, I'm a New England Patriots fan. That sounds like you might be the Bill Belichick of middle school volleyball over there in Berea right now. Do you feel any pressure? I mean, and we talked about it that night. Does the girls feel pressure when you go out there, especially when you're so close to wrapping up an entire time that they're in middle school undefeated career? What was those conversations like before each game, and especially going into the conference tournament when you're trying to finish this off?
Well, I didn't tell them this, but I was more nervous for them than they were nervous for themselves, because I know their full potential and what they can do, and I just kept telling them to play like you know how to play, and you'll be fine. So I didn't want them to go because they second-guess themselves a lot.
Yeah.
But I just always tell them, play to win. You know.
And they did that a lot.
Yes, they did.
And how does a class like this come together with so much talent, obviously? Was it just kind of like lucky, you know, they were all in the same grade and they came together and got better year by year? Or?
Well, several of these girls went to Shannon Johnson together. So, and I had one in kindergarten. So they're kind of just like a little family. We're like a little family. The moms are a family. The girls are a family. So...
Yeah, that's important.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And
they just have that connection.
To me, when I played back in middle school, it's really important whenever you're hanging out with each other off the court or off the field or wherever you're doing, because it builds that camaraderie. And I don't think it, you know, if somebody's getting all the exposure or if they're talking about one player more, then it can create some jealousy bonds. But if you all are friends, then you're like, oh, well, we support you. Yeah, talk more about her, because that's what I think you have with these girls.
Absolutely. They are very humble and selfless. On the courts, they communicate well, and I can say this without any doubt. We have not had drama on the court, period.
That's important.
Yes, because they respect each other.
Yeah.
And they know that they are good and they have a lot of potential, but...
You make them run if you see them do something wrong? So you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
They run. They do stairs. They don't like the stairs.
Okay.
They do burpees. They don't like that
Oh,
either.
man. See, I'm not a big fan of burpees
Wall
either.
sits.
Do you make Lily clean her room twice if she gets in trouble on the court and she does something wrong?
Yeah.
Well, you got the microphone. What's it like playing for Mom? Now, we've talked to – you got to put that up on – there you go, yeah. What's it like playing for Mom?
I enjoy it, but sometimes I feel like she doesn't treat me different, but I feel like I act different than the other girls, even though I shouldn't.
I guess it's understandable, though, I think. Yeah. You know, if one of my parents coached me, I feel like you might want some special treatment, but I think it shows what kind of a coach you are, that, you know, she's just another player. Yeah, that's important.
If anything, I always felt like I didn't praise her enough, just because I didn't want her to feel – I didn't want the other girls to feel, well, that's her mom. And so if anything, I was harder on her.
Now, if you had an issue, would you call Coach Kirk into the office and be like, listen, your daughter, you got to talk to her? Would you do that?
Well, I would tell Tim, I'm like, you're going to deal with her. So I'm coach, you're daddy.
Before we talk to the girls and ask them about, you know, some of their accomplishments this year, I mean, what do you think, now that you've gone undefeated, your favorite memory with them is going to be?
You're going to make me cry.
I know. I was going to say, don't trip. You said that whenever we talked to you a few weeks ago.
You know I'm a crier. Honestly, just seeing their faces when we won, the happiness that they had for each other, like it was just like this big ball of emotions just hit us all at once.
Yeah.
So just seeing their excitement and their happiness for each other. And I don't think not one of them cried. So
well, that's good, though. I mean, that's good. Yeah. So let's start with you. So what we'll have you do is we'll say what your name is again, and then we'll talk about your favorite moment through your middle school career. Yep.
My name's Kinley Grant, and my favorite moment was definitely winning the championship. I was just so happy.
Give her this mic. We're going. That one's a little bit stronger. There you go. Yeah, we'll put that one down. Say that one more time for us again. Kinley Grant. And your favorite moment was what?
Winning the championship.
Okay, yeah. And now let's pass it over here. So, again, we'll just have you say your name and then talk about your favorite moment during your run here in middle school.
I'm Maddie Flannery, and my favorite memory was going in the tournament and winning.
Yeah.
My name is Maddie Tyree, and my favorite memory was probably getting to meet new people and get closer with the people I did meet.
My name's Abby Williams, and my favorite memory was winning the championship and seeing our parents with the big heads.
the fat head things, is that what they are? Yeah, okay, all right.
My name is Cammie Durson, and my favorite memory is winning the championship.
I'm Shelby Lewis, and my favorite memory was just getting closer with all these people and winning the championship.
I'm Lily Kirk, and my favorite memory was last year in the 7th grade when we were playing in a tournament in Lexington. I had a really good time.
I'm Kate Carpenter, and my favorite memory is winning the championship and watching all our hard work pay off.
Yeah, I see all these girls, and they're saying their name. We got, Cole's little sister. We got Morgan's little sister. We got your brother was a kicker at Southern, right? Yeah, your cousin. Okay, cousin. So, yeah, we got people that we've covered before, and so it's good. It's cool seeing the family lineage carry on, Dawson.
Well, that's kind of another thing. Y'all are about to go to Madison Southern. Big expectations to keep the winning going, but, and anyone can answer this, but do y'all think you're going to continue the winning for Southern volleyball as the years go on?
Yeah, if anybody's got something that they want to say, you can just raise your hand. We'll pass the mic down to you. I think, Coach, and you can probably attest to this too. We've seen some really good players. We've seen, I think, Sarah Mitchell and the Evans girl have played over at EKU. Corey Young, I remember went and played some volleyball somewhere. So there has been a lot of talent come through Madison Southern. Now, last year, a young team, new coach, so there are some growing pains when you have that type of situation. When you've got a talent like this, though, and I'm sure there's girls from Foley that'll be coming over to play as well, what do you think the future looks like for Madison Southern volleyball?
As long as the girls are pushed and reminded how good they are, they will continue to be successful as long as they keep the same positive attitude. When you go from middle school to high school, when you combine Fairstown and Foley, at first there's the awkwardness.
Yeah.
But I feel like with these girls and the Foley girls, they will not have that because some of them did go to school together. But like I said, if they are pushed and coached and challenged, they will be fine.
Well, no, some of the girls are already playing high school basketball, and so they're going to have a big week next week.
Yes.
I do think it's interesting going from, and I didn't have this because the school that I went to was like Berea and Model, where we played one school all year, all the way through. But whenever you're not enemies, but whenever you're opponents, basically your entire elementary, middle school career, then you join on the same team. I think that could be something that, sometimes it could be a little too hard to overcome, but when you've got a talented lineup like this and the girls coming from Foley, I think it'll just make the future very, very bright, Dawson. And we've seen some of the younger players that are already at Southern trying to set a tone, I think, as they move forward, and bringing these girls up will just make it even better.
And they're undefeated for a reason, so they're obviously winners so far, and I expect them to continue to do that. And kind of asking from that question, and what are you guys going to do, as a team to celebrate now that it's happened and make sure the school remembers that this is one of the biggest athletic accomplishments probably in school history?
Is there a pizza party? We like pizza.
Would one of you like to answer what we recently did?
At the school, they gave us an opportunity to walk through the school and stuff.
Oh, okay,
and
yeah.
Kind of in front of everybody, and they announced it and stuff.
All right, that's pretty cool. Do you have a banner? Are we going to hang a banner or anything?
Yes, they're going to do a banner, and then
we also signed a volleyball, and we put our picture up in the trophy case at our school.
There you go. Yeah, see, that's on display for forever. Yeah.
Now, we're going to celebrate by having a field trip banquet.
Okay.
So we're going to take the girls. They don't want to dress up and do all that. They just want to have fun.
Oh, for sure.
So, yeah, we're going to do an air raid thing for our end of the year bash.
Okay, I like it. I like it.
Just fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, got to. I mean,
I've been trying to get my old high
winners.
school to put a statue of me up. Now, I wasn't very good, so I understand why they haven't done it yet. But with these girls, I think that whatever they can do to honor them has got to be done because you all did a tremendous job. Does anybody have any cool, I'm sure you do, funny stories on Coach that you might want to tell before we let y'all get off here? Because
this is an
she
opportunity of a
said
lifetime.
that she would tear up, but if you've got a funny story, that might make her laugh, and she won't be too sad on us. Or if she makes you run stairs, I'll run them for you. So just let us know. You got a good story on Coach you want to tell?
Well,
No, you got them scared, Coach.
I do climb a lot. So before the tournament, I hit balls at them so hard. The next morning, I could not raise my arm up.
Okay.
So I'm like, girls, I hope you know how much I love you because I'm short, vertically challenged. So Jim Hess would pull stairs for me, and I would just lay them out with balls.
Okay.
So I think they're just afraid of me.
Well, listen, you've obviously done something right because of the tremendous seasons and the career that they've had here at Ferristown Middle School. The conference championship, what was the overall record? Like total number of wins?
We had entered other tournaments.
Yeah.
So overall it was 54-0.
Man,
So
that's
54-0.
incredible. That's for all 3 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's incredible.
Yep.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations, ladies. Thank you all for coming over.
One
You
more
got something?
question. So obviously it takes a lot to go into a team and, parent involvement. Talk about, the parents that showed up for how they
Oh,
year
now you're
by
really going to
year-
make her cry.
I mean, I just ask these kind of questions, but how they helped out and were a part of the team, obviously, with the girls.
They knew what I needed and were like, hey, we got you. Most coaches do not have that. Just because they know the stress that coaches are under, but having the gate covered, having concession, like when the other girls would have to leave for basketball, we call them taxi moms, like just the village, we call ourselves the village, is amazing. And all of them, whether it was John Clark back there, sending video clips of the girls during the games, like it was all the little things that came together to make it a successful year.
Well, congratulations again, ladies. We thank you all for coming over, and we got some basketball to cover. We'll see you all next week, I guess, out there doing that as well. But once again, Ferristown Middle School volleyball team, undefeated middle school career, 53-0. Is that what you said? 54-0. And I don't want to short them the victory there.
That's right.
That last one was the biggest one. The championship.
That's right.
That's right.
Well, we look forward to covering you all as you head into high school as well, and good luck in the future. We'll step aside for another commercial break. We've got more
winners.
more winners, middle school basketball team from Foley coming over on the other side of this commercial break. We'll be right back on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
Are you looking for a brand new SUV that won't break the bank? Look no farther than Jack Burford Chevrolet, home of the newly redesigned 2024 Trax. Bigger, bolder, more refined, and starting under $25,000, the new Chevy Trax is really upped its game. Come see us at Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond or check us out at jackburford.com to see everything this new Trax has to offer.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
I'm Michelle.
And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Kokudet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see ya.
We are back here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Dawson Rule, Michael Watkins. Thanks to the Ferristown Middle School volleyball team for coming over, wrapping up a crazy good career for them. We got the Foley boys basketball team, who also had a pretty incredible run. Coach Helton here with us. And we talked about it today. You were kind of texting me all the accolades, and I'm going to let you run through them because it is a laundry list of great things that your team has done.
On a 4-year run, we went 69-3.
Man.
We just 3 losses, 1 to Wayne County, which is a very competitive ball team, RDC, and Scott County.
Okay.
And they're all 3 really good teams. Conference-wise, we was 58-0, which is hard to do. I mean, you think over the course of 58 games, at some point, maybe you don't show up.
One slip up or anything. Yeah, and that's what Estill County, Rockcastle, all the Madison County teams. Is Garrett County in there as well?
County is
so, and so, I mean, there's a lot of really good basketball here locally that you all have to compete with.
Absolutely, yes.
So, now, you can keep going. I didn't mean to cut you off there, but there's a lot.
I think we had 4 guys score 600 points in their career.
Okay, yep.
And that's, that speaks volumes to the team we had.
Not just one guy doing it for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We didn't have somebody get 12, 1,500 points. It was spread across the board. Each night you didn't know who was going to get 15 to 20, which is, as a coach, that's a great problem to have.
Yeah.
So,
well, what style of basketball would you guys say you play? Because I know you watched the high school team over at Southern. It's a lot of running guns, shooting the 3 ball. Is that kind of similar to what you guys do?
It is. We love to get it out. We love to go. We love to run. We love to shoot the 3, get to the basket, and as soon as we put it in the hole, we're ready to get in our press. And so,
obviously, you guys have got a lot of wins over the years. When did you know you had this good of a team?
Well, we came together probably 4th or 5th grade, and we played a lot of travel, and we took our lumps. First couple of travel tournaments we played, I don't want to say we got embarrassed, but we learned a lot. And then 5th and 6th grade rolls around, and they just showed up every day ready to work. And as a coach, that's all you can ask for. And then the pieces start falling together. And for me, the big jump was from 6th to 7th grade. 6th grade, we had good ball skills and things. And then when they walked in 7th grade, I was looking up at 4 or 5 of them. So that really changed the game for us, I think, that year for sure.
Well, we got the mic over here. Guys, if you want to, let's have each of you say your name. Or if you want to go through and, that's what we'll do. We'll let you introduce each one of them, and then we'll go through and talk about maybe their favorite moment over their career.
We've got Tucker Nobby, Elliott Smith, Colston Cornett, Colton Hunley, Cam Adams, Connor Bailey, Derek Helton, Peyton Holt, John Ratchford, and Bo Helton.
So you've got a team, and I know a lot of those. I recognize some of those names as well. We got Cason's little brother here. Cason's on the varsity team over at Southern. So when you look at the future for this team, what do you think the expectations are for what these guys can do as they get further?
For us, we've always tried to live in the moment, and to keep that perfect record, I think you have to stay that way. Because once you start looking ahead, then maybe you start slipping. So we've always just took the approach to show up every day, work hard, get after it, and, everything should take care of itself.
Did you talk to Coach Wright any this year? I know with new coach coming in, there's been 3 coaches now at Southern the last few years, so that could be even hard for the middle school team. Because I've always thought, because I coached middle school ball for 1 year, and I have a lot of respect for what you guys do, you kind of want to be grooming them for the next level. So were there conversations with Coach Newton or Coach Bevins or Coach Wright?
I talk to Coach Wright almost every day.
Okay.
Yeah, we stay in contact, and we're on the same page, and the future's bright for those guys, these guys. It's just, it's out there in front of them. It's for them to go get, and, if they put the time and effort in, I think they'll be successful for sure.
And, when they do get to Southern in a couple of years, there's a chance really, really good team. And, we just talked to really another good team from Berea, and y'all are a great team from Berea. You think the talent level is rising in the town down there? I mean, it's really with this class and everything.
Numbers speak for themselves.
Yeah.
Sixth grade wise, we won conference. So 6 and 8 a couple weekends ago, both won conference. So, yeah, I think there's a talent pool down there for sure.
Yeah, and I think you just see. I think the feeder programs are very important because you can't just throw them out there when they get in high school and expect them to know. And I've seen a lot of times where coaches at the high school level are having to restart and teach fundamentals and teach things like that. But when you've got things that they already know how to play, put the ball in their hands, let them go to work, it makes it a lot simpler by the time they get into the high school.
That was one of our main things when we got a hold of them early was let's just teach some principles.
Yeah.
Let's teach some fundamentals and then we'll go from there. And it just, it blossomed into, what it is today.
Let's start down here, Bo, was it right? So we'll let you start with there. And just talk about your favorite moment from what you guys have done over the last few years.
When we won the conference 7th grade. I actually played quite a bit in that game, and I usually don't play that much. So, yeah, it was important.
So say your name there for us, and then we'll. No, you're good. We got Bo Helton here, so we'll let you start with saying your name, and then go down what your favorite moment was.
Hello, my name is John Ratchford. My favorite moment in middle school basketball is probably Meese at the start of the year. That was my favorite moment.
Coach, you care to explain what that is? Is that?
It was the first game of the year, and no disrespect to Meese, but
is that a team? Is that
it's
okay.
Somerset?
Okay, got you.
The game didn't last till halftime.
I thought he was trying to say there was multiple mice or something out there running around the court.
The score got lopsided quick, and it just.
Oh, got you. Okay, record-setting number win. Okay,
right.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Keep passing the mic down there for us.
My name's Peyton Holt, and probably when we won our first championship in 6th grade, I did pretty good, but they did pretty good too.
All right.
My name's Derek Hilton. It was probably 7th grade championship whenever I had a good bit of points.
My name's Connor Bailey, and there's so many great moments with this team. I don't think I can pick one, but if I had to, it'd be blasting music before and after games.
I see. I like it. That's how we are when we do games too.
My name's Cam Adams, and my favorite memory with the team is probably the first championship we won because that's really when I knew like the sky was the limit for us.
Hi, my name's Colson Cornett, and my favorite memory is probably the bus rides over to the away games because there's a lot of energy, a lot of music, a lot of feelings going through our minds before the game.
Hey, my name is Colton Hunley. One of my favorite memories is just competing with the guys and just having fun with them on the bus rides and during the games.
Hi, my name is Elliot Smith, and there's a lot to choose from, but I think the stuff that wasn't on the court, just in the locker room energy, just everything with the family.
Hey, my name is Tucker Navi, and my favorite memory is probably when we played at Meese. My 7th grade year, we came back in the 8th grade. We came back in the 4th quarter down 18.
Oh, wow. Okay. So a lot of good memories, Coach. And I think for you, too, you're probably, if you just thinking about some of those that you guys have accomplished. And is there, we talked about at a young age, is there a moment you thought that these guys could be really good? When you hear them and you see their confidence, they talked about the energy. I think that's important because
absolutely.
And these guys seem like just looking at them and hearing them talk, they could probably bring some energy themselves without having to have the loud music, right?
Oh yeah, no, it's they don't lack confidence. But one thing we talked about going into the season was confidence comes from preparation. So if we put the time and the work in and prepare, then you should be confident.
Yeah.
So I think they exude that, which is not a bad thing. And young guys, they like to play the music before the game, after the game. So I want them to play it. I want them to have fun. I want them to be loose. But, once we get out here and between the lines,
lace them up.
It's time to go.
Well,
so,
Dawson, how many times have we talked about it where, and it's not really much of a case with Madison Southern and Madison Central, but if you're like a Berea or a Model and you're playing one of those bigger schools, the name across the chest in front of you can be kind of intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
So overcoming that's a big step in itself. So seeing the confidence that these guys have, I think is a great way and a great start to what they already have, knowing that they're already good. Let's just keep building toward the future.
They're going to continue to get better throughout the rest of their careers, high school, maybe some going on D1 or something big like that. So guys, keep it up. And I kind of want to ask, is there like a funny team story that people don't know about that one of y'all would want to talk about or mention? A really funny team story.
Yeah, make sure that. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good. I
Wrong
just want to make sure that one works. You got it, Tucker. Let's hear it.
So the funniest moment that I think it was when we played against Meese, and we were playing terrible in the first half, and our coach was just being hard on us and came in the locker room, broke a locker, but got us fired up for the next half, and then we pulled out with the W.
That was 7th grade year, right?
Yeah.
That was 7th grade year? Okay, yeah.
I don't think it ended up broke.
A little dented.
No, I've seen. Listen, yeah, I remember. I remember what grade I was in. A coach broke a clipboard over his knee. I've seen it all. And I think if you play long enough, and to me, I like the more intense a coach is, the better I play.
Yeah.
And if you've got a passive coach, it's hard to get hyped up or ramped up yourself, because if you're a laid-back coach, your player's going to be laid back.
Right.
So I think you want to kind of bring the intensity, because by the time that game starts, these guys are ready to go.
Right. And normally I don't coach that way. I normally don't have to do that. But I think we was down 17 or 18 at half and shouldn't have been. So I just wanted to get that message across.
It worked.
It worked. It worked for sure.
When Kaysen played a middle school, Tucker, did they win conference championship?
Nah.
Do you rub it in on him then a little bit? Yeah, okay. All right. What's the rivalry like with Big Bro? I know we got some other guys that have got brothers too, but
The rivalry is who's the better brother, and right now I think it's me because I have more championships than him.
He's got a few years on you though, and he's got a big chance to get one next week too. So he might be able to kind of get that number on you a little bit too. But yeah, obviously a great career for these guys. Not over with yet. They've still got 4 more years to keep doing what they're going to be doing. So what's next for you? I mean, the team itself. I mean, do you guys just going to keep building or?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually took over freshman this year with the high school. So next year. I don't know what next year holds, but I anticipate still being with those guys in some sort of fashion. So we'll just wait and see and just keep on working.
I think it's important for the guys too to have that. Okay, they know you're there. Coach is going to be with us again. I think that's very important to just keep building on what you guys are already doing, and look forward to covering you guys in high school. Is there anything else? I mean, I know we talked about the parents too. I know you guys. It takes a lot to get these guys where they need to be at, get their uniforms washed, and all those good things.
I have to say at Foley, we're blessed with our boosters and with our families and everybody. If we ask for help, we get so much help that we have to say, hey, we already got it covered. So it's a good problem to have. Absolutely.
Well, good deal. Y'all ever play any pickup ball over there? I've been trying to get.
That's all we do.
What? Like, you guys play?
Are you talking about these guys?
No, I'm talking about you. Do you ever play any pickup ball or anything?
I play with them.
Well, you have to let us know. Me and Dawson come over there, man. We'll be lobbing it up on them and stuff.
I'm a shooter.
They every day they show up to practice. They're like, we're playing today, coach. We playing today, coach.
Yeah, they got open gym or something.
Right.
Yeah,
well, no, they just want to play.
Okay.
The drills and stuff. They'd rather just throw the ball out there and compete.
Yeah, I like it. And I think that makes them better, too. You do need the drills, but you also, you want to get out there, and it looks like you've got more than just 5 or 6 guys they can play. So they want to go out there and prove, well, hey, I'm the better player today or whatever the case may be.
That's one thing I've said at the banquet past couple of years is that the parents almost got cheated because at practice when they go 5-on-5, a lot of times it was better than the actual games that they played in. So it's a credit to them. I mean, it really is. They show up and they get after it.
Well, guys, congratulations on a great career and on a great season this year as well, capping everything off. Looking forward to covering you guys in high school and seeing what you guys can continue to build on here, what you already started with at Foley. We'll step aside for our final commercial break. We've got a lot more to get to here on the other side. The district tournaments are right around the corner. We'll discuss those when we come back here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
Are you looking for a brand new SUV that won't break the bank? Look no farther than Jack Burford Chevrolet, home of the newly redesigned 2024 Trax. Bigger, bolder, more refined, and starting under $25,000, the new Chevy Trax is really upped its game. Come see us at Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond or check us out at jackburford.com to see everything this new Trax has to offer.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-66 866-2990.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cupcadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see ya.
We're back here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Dawson Rule, Michael Watkins here to wrap things up. And Dawson, we are a week away from the district tournament. What it means, though, we do have some more games to wrap up this week. We got Estill County versus Berea boys tomorrow. That was a big game earlier on in the season. I would expect another close one tomorrow night. Thursday, kind of a not district tournament preview itself, but two teams playing Thursday night.
On the other end.
Berea Model, the two small schools, coming together. And then on Friday, we'll wrap up the season with Madison Central and Covcath, another top 10 team coming in to face the Indians.
3 good games before district starts, so make sure you tune into all 3. I mean, all 3 are kind of important for teams where they're wanting to get some last wins before district, or they're trying to improve RPI for whatever reason. So big games, tune in.
Let's talk about the district tournament. Obviously, we got Model, Central, the Richmond teams play, and then Southern Berea, the Berea teams play. So it'll be kind of, you win your city, you play in the championship game on Friday night. The first round's on Monday, Tuesday. The championship's on Friday. All those games will air live here on WBON TV, whether you're watching on our Facebook page, YouTube channel, Roku channel, on the website, or on Channel 9 at home. We appreciate you watching, and wherever you're watching the sports show, you can catch the games next week. Also, they'll be live on 106.7 The Pinnacle on radio as well. So plenty of ways to stay up to date with those big games next week. And Dawson, we saw last week, we saw on Saturday, Madison Southern, which I think on the boys' side coming into the season was the favorite. Central kind of having a down year. We kind of knew that coming into the year. They're not going to be a team that we're used to seeing from Madison Central, a perennial region championship contender. Southern brought back everybody. Central lost everybody. Berea and Model, still young teams trying to figure it out, young coaches. You bring in Coach Wright, and obviously they got off to that great start. They got some big wins, but now kind of playing ball that we did not expect them to be playing at this time of the year. A 30-point loss on Saturday to a good team in Evangel Christian,
very good team,
but a team that I think Southern should be competing with throughout the year.
It shouldn't really get over 20, again, especially at home this late into a year to that team, and they shot well, but still with the talent and the guys you brought back for their senior year. So, I mean, yeah, disappointing loss. We'll see what Southern can do this week against LCA and Bryan Station. Still an opportunity for a big win.
2 big games.
Especially Bryan Station at home senior night. I saw a faith Southern can make a run, but you look at the 11th region. Yeah, they can win district. You might get matched up against a Henry Clay or a Douglas or I'm blanking, Lex Cath, Great Crossing.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Yeah.
Oh, man. So any of our district teams, you might win district, and good luck getting past, 2 games in the region, and that's not being – that's just being realistic right there. That's how loaded this region is. But maybe the teams can get hot. We'll see.
At one point in the season, there had been at least 4 teams, I think, ranked in the top 10 in the state from the 11th region. Station, Douglas, Great Crossing, and obviously Lexington Catholic as well. LCA's been around the top 25. Henry Clay's been around there. So this is a loaded 11th region. And you're playing ball right now that you need to be playing your best ball. I always say when the calendar flips over to February, that's when you got to have your rotations figured out. You got to be playing in sync. And we didn't see that really on Saturday. There's still time to fix it. And Southern's they are a very talented team. But you would just I kind of expected more and was hoping for more on Saturday.
Yeah.
Now with Central, you look at Central's record and you're like, man, they have had a really bad year. But they have competed with those teams. They competed with Evangel Christian, who beat Southern by 30. They competed with Great Crossing, who also had a big win against the Eagles. So
Douglas,
those teams that Central has hung around with have blown Southern out, but Southern blew Central out. So it's kind of – and I know those guys. We know the Hudson Twins and J. Rose. They are going to be amped up to play Madison Central, and they should be. But you look at what's transpired over the last month and a half, 2 months, kind of interesting to see where those two teams stand right now in that game. Now, they got to get past Model and Berea first, not looking ahead. But if that is going to be the case on Friday night, it's going to be a very, very interesting ball game right now because of how the two teams have finished out the year.
I mean, if it does end up being the two teams, it usually is Southern Central. Southern's going to be very amped up. I think Central will be very amped up too because they're going to be
revenge
factor, and they want to end their season. It won't end their season if they lose, but they want to kind of get to the end of their season with a big knockout win like that. But Southern wants that too. So.
And Coach Feldhouse is not an underdog very often, and I think he gets a chance to kind of play the underdog role and see how he does with it this upcoming district tournament. That's next week on the boys' side. The girls' side, same first-round matchups, Model, Central, Berea, Southern. And I said this last year, and it ended up not being the case because the boys' game was actually really close between Berea and Southern. Yeah. But I think the best game on the docket in that first round, as far as, competing-wise and how it looks in the regular season, Berea Southern girls could be the best matchup overall the entire tournament, especially in that first round.
Well, Berea has played Southern and Central on the girls, lost both of them, but none of them were big blowouts. I mean, they were maybe 10-point games at the most. So you got to think they're going to be wanting some revenge against Southern. And, if Central beats Model, they're going to want to play them too. Now, you want to get to that district championship game, as we know. If you don't, your season's over, you lose that first game. So, man, we're going to be losing in that game, especially Southern Berea. We're going to be losing a good team that night, which is Tuesday night. That's just incredible. I can't believe that not all three or all of them can make it, but that's just three really talented teams, and one's not going to make it.
Yeah, and I think when you look at the district tournament and preview it, if it ends up being Central and Southern or Central and Berea, Model's had a great year, but that's a lot to overcome with the size and the talent that Madison Central has. But whoever plays in that championship game on Friday, I think it could be very interesting to see how they compete. And knowing that you win your district, obviously, but you get to host the first-round tournament game, which becomes even more important because when you go into the semifinals and finals this year, those are going to be over in Lexington.
And you told me they're at Dunbar, right? So Dunbar High School, that's going to be, if your team makes it, that's where regions will be this year because Eastern's having the ASUN tournament, most likely this year.
It'll be a fun week next week. Looking forward to being there with you folks. It'll be the Kentucky Roof Works and Restoration 44th District Tournament, airing live on WBON TV 9 and also on radio 106.7 The Pinnacle. But that's not all we've got for you next week. We also have coverage of the 56th District Tournament featuring Powell, Lee, Estill, and Owsley County. Those games will air on the Coyote for the boys, 100.7 The Coyote, and for the girls on WIRV. So it should be a fun week of district tournament basketball across Central and Eastern Kentucky, and we are excited to be there for you next week. Going to be a lot of fun, Dawson. We to crown the district champion. We know about the cheerleaders being involved, the dance team out there on the floor. Games are at EKU for the district tournament, and it's always a lot of fun because of the spotlight being on those local teams.
6 games in 5 days, and they're all our county teams. Yeah. That's my favorite part about them. And back-to-back, next day back-to-back, and Friday, game. And it's almost always, if not sold out, it's packed in there, especially on Friday night. I'm so pumped for it.
We'll see what happens. That's next week. Don't forget this week, though. We got Berea, Estill County tomorrow night, Model Berea on Thursday, Madison Central, Covcath on Friday. We may try to find a way to get you that game between Bryan Station and Southern on Friday night as well. May do a TV radio combo somehow and do one on radio, one on TV. But we'll keep you up to date with that and see how the rest of the week plays out. Thanks to all of our special guests tonight. Grant Stepp from EKU coming on to talk about Suits for Seniors. seniors. I'll have that link posted following the show tonight. Also, a special thanks to the Ferristown volleyball team and the Foley basketball team. Incredible runs for those student athletes and their careers. Really kind of just getting started, Dawson, as they continue to figure things out now going into the high school ranks. We've got a lot of talented individuals, and we are just so blessed to be able to cover them.
And most, not all of them, are in that same class,
Yeah.
and they're all going to Southern. So
Right.
if you're an Eagles fan, enjoy it because
Yeah.
the future is coming soon, so enjoy them.
Thanks to our producer, Copeland Peterson. He's Dawson Rule. I'm Michael Watkins. We'll be with you next week on Wednesday night for the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show, so be sure to tune into that. From all of us saying thanks for watching, we'll see you next time on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.